Hi guys, this is your girl Jemima Atkinson back on the Youth Totality. Yeah, we are diving into topic the learning from our mistakes. This is part 2. Yeah, let my guest introduce himself.
Yes, what's up, everyone? This is Jotham with an insight why mistakes are not failures but a stepping stone
Bannange gwe
to success.
nakyaziza ye mumulaba naye tugenderaawo. So we are now segment 1. Why do we make mistakes? I believe, and it is told Swahili,
Yeah,
that
which is
experience is the best teacher.
going choged over.
Kati gwe nga gwe, why do we make mistakes?
Yeah, before we get to say that, and so the mistakes are inevitable, I believe we make mistakes basically. Should I say for reasons? Number one, we are human. But the basic thing is we are human.
Yeah.
Because Abantu singer, they will tell you that the fact you're human, mistakes are human, yes.
Yeah.
But then we can come and break it down that the only reason why we make mistakes, despite the fact being human, we are being negligent,
Yeah.
we are being reckless, we are being careless in our decisions, and also at times it can be taking up a risk.
Yeah, I believe we are human. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, we are human. So every day, like tutambulira mu nsobi
Kituufu nnyo.
kubanga tosobola kwewala nsobi, trust me. And someone that is out there, you can't like neglect yourself from mistakes, right?
Yeah, you
So
cannot be
why do we
excluded.
make them? Oba ki ekibireetera okukola ensobi?
Yeah, I will start with the very thing you said. Mistakes are human.
Yeah.
Kizibu okuzeewala, they are part of us. Tabalala, they will end up into making a mistake because they are trying something new, trying a new path. They
Yeah.
are taking up a risk.
Yeah.
Business gy'oyagala otandika, course gy'oyagala okola, omwana ali ku ssomero, combination gy'ayagala okola ku ssomero.
Yes, we make mistakes. The first segment we yagambi, but there is the power from learning. Tumaze okukola ensobi, we have passed through a lot. So waliyo ag'amaanyi agasotereza our mistakes.
Yeah, kituufu.
So what do you suggest to our young people?
The power behind learning from our mistakes. Nga ekyo kitunulidde, there are basically two aspects. Number one is accepting responsibility.
Yeah.
Woba okoze ensobi.
Yeah.
So first accept it before you blame it on someone else. After that, try to reflect. Ask yourself, how can I do better?
Yeah.
So when you get to reflect, woba weebuuza, how can I do things better? Nyinza kikola ntya? Yes, I did this mistake, but how? Try to see a better picture. You know, if I do things like this, kijavamu kirungi.
Yeah.
For example, omuntu atandise business. Perhaps you are acting on limited knowledge.
Yeah.
So the way you accept that ensobi yange, then you reflect in a way that otunulira engeri gy'oyinza okikyusaamu, you look for people who can help you out.
Yeah.
So you reflect and you're like, ensobi ze nakola nti nno kye nali nkola naye manyi kitambula bwe kiti. So seek for advice. Yeah.
Okay, so on our segment 3, we have the famous people who have learned from their mistakes. Tugenda kulaba on the famous people. Omanyi, there are some people, oba abantu abamu be bakuliddeko, oba abantu abamu maybe be balabye, oba be bawulirako on their stories, that they have learned from their mistakes. One of the famous people we have Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Thomas Edison. He learned twalaba nti nno ettaala lyali limuzibwalira bwenga gwe.
Yeah, it took him a thousand times.
Yeah, it was 1,000. Is it 10,000? Yeah, 10,000.
Kyonna kye kiri.
Yeah,
He
so
was able
we
to
see
learn from
that
the mistake.
Thomas Edison, he was able to learn.
Yeah.
Yamala na recognizing ensobi ye.
N'adigyasinga
So
from.
nakola ki n'ayiga. Many people that learned, because temanyira Thomas Edison si yeka. Many people that learned.
So many people learn naffe ng'abantu ensobi ze tuba tuyiseemu naffe tubeera tusobola okuba nga tuziyigiddemu. Ziyinza okuba nga nawe n'ensobi gye wakola n'ogiyigiramu, nange n'ensobi gye nkoze n'enjigiramu. I don't know if you can share with us because
nalese bya sharing naye. I remember in the part 1 of learning from our mistakes, I shared some stories. So maybe I can share a little bit.
Yeah, a recap.
For those that did not see that part 1, I say that last year
2024. Yeah.
Last year, so I have a friend of mine omanyi sometimes we do something oba netulaba nga oba tuli wa kitalo nnyo.
Owulira.
I don't know if you can recognize that
story. Oli waggulu oli wa kabuli.
So omanyi there are some things bye tukola nga tulowooza ndi w'amaanyi nnyo teri mulala akikola nga nze. So I did a mistake. As me personally, njagala nnyo entalo. Nze nga nze, I feel like my peace awo. Kiringa we nakulire omuntu essimu ne tusanyuka oba nga mpulira njagala omuntu ananyiizo kitegeera.
Just yagala mulwane mpulira.
So akaseera nga katuuka. Nga nkola ensobi.
Ensobi gye njagala ommanya.
Ngireeta. So ensobi yali bweti. Nti waliwo abaali balwana oba there was a fight kati nze nzija randomly nyingira mu fight okitegeera nawe ugambira the first time nti njagala nnyo entalo. So kyali wange nga ngamba Jimmy Masirika nga ndaga kale ndi mu kwogera nnyo okusinga bali
kikwatako nnyo
to the deep heart netandika ogamba naga Jimmy Masirika bireke bireke ale nemulaga nti simuwulidde ndaga nti the fight is more good than your voice okitegeera. So nga wayita akaseera nga anyiiga nze saategeera kyekyo kyekugambye nti tukola ebintu nga tuli waggulu nze saakitegeera at first time. Kati wayita akaseera naga Jema nakunyigidde you did this and this and this and this. Nemugamba yi naye ensobi teyabadde yange nagambye ensobi yiyo anti kyekyo. The first segment or it was the second segment that accept responsibility.
I have to before you blame it on someone else.
Before you blame it to someone else, accept it. Nalaga nti nedda beeyogera birimba kitegeera beeyogera birimba biki naye nampabula after all era namala nenzikiriza
newetulamu kati kiri eri kyetwagambye nti no abantu abasinga we do mistakes because we are being irresponsible, we are being reckless and careless. Okiraba kati omulala ensobi oyinza okuba nga ogwali eyo ensobi nga gye wakola it's that you wanted to try a new path kati ng'omuntu akoze business abaana bali mu high school olonze eki-combination kikutuddemu muganda wange okoze ki-DCM. So how can you go about that? It is simple nga naye olabye wakinyonyodde soka accept if you did the combination because of the parents before you start blaming the parents first accept kale ensobi twagigwamu kale nze buzibu nze ensobi eyagireeta. Now reflect on how you can improve and come out because if at home they want you to keep with BCM now you have to reflect in a way that you're going to read hard than okubeera otambulye manti combination bakinsibako then you'll be elevating a mistake into a failure rather than a stepping stone to success. Okitegeera ekintu ekyo kati it draws me also to the other point when you talked about ng'owulira oli wakitalo nnyo owulira oyagala olumu kiba this is where self-awareness and accountability comes in. You know olina okuba self-awareness olina okuba nga gwe ng'omuntu weemanyi neweetegeera nomanya nti no kati bwe bunene obunafu bwange now this is how I have to go about it and then you did the right thing talking to your friend. I believe we're told.
Obviously, I had to do it. I had to do it. At over akaseera already bali bachukira because there were many people era nga bagamba Jema yes you did wrong so accept so nanga bakola kyo nekisoboka tetuyingira mwaka nga sinako
so this is where also mistakes can ruin good friendships good relationships naye if at all you can do those two things nga tuzogeddeko accepting responsibility and reflecting, that would be good.
Many some of our stories, yes, Thomas Edison to Jirabi, that his story is still running. I said, but at least share. I believe you have a mistake that you
and so because we have said you don't blame anyone else. I remember nakozesako tuition omanyi bagamba sente ezo zibaamu oba there is
muwulirize
sente ngenda nzikwatako not out of okay I wanted to get a new phone ng'omanya amalala g'ekivubuka sente maze nazo ebbanga zibaddeko ku mobile account yange za kusasula and then one of my friend he was like, man, I'm selling my phone. Hey, I'm selling my phone. And nemuuza, man, how much? Nayogera sente nsamusamu omanyi baviwa baffe bagaga kati sente zange zola zogera. So when this guy said the money, I was like, man, I have that man on my phone. Yeah? And then one of my friend was like, man, sente oba ozina esimu gigule ekitegeera. Nange nengula esimu. After buying the phone.
Wagula simu tezo kwa wagula na iPhone.
You know, I buy the phone and later on esimu ntuko gikozesa esimu nga ya bizibu bana. Nkozesa tuition nguze esimu kati ne banja ya tuition ate n'obuzibu otereza ki.
That's me waliwo so depression. Obvious.
So omuntu yenna ate bagamba ni sente ya fees olenga ngabo bachoga man sente ya fees aliyo togikwatako ye ensobi gy'oyinza osi
zibaza fees
sente bwe zibanga za kintu kirala leka okikole so I never allowed this mistake to elevate into failure cause sente zatukanga sola zisasula tunatera okukola ebibuzo mukadde amanyi ntino so another person they can end their life okitegeera omwana ne yeetuga omwana oba nasigala nga atambulira mu bulimba n'otakolera ddala bibuuzo okitegeera and it will later on reflect like abaana ba campus there is a guy bazadde bamusasulira tuition you know for covering all the semester centers read the graduation etuuka abazadde balinda basoma erinnya ly'omwana ate omwana alowooza kwali ku listi omuzadde ekimbe kimukubyo kitegeera nga sente baazikuwa now we shouldn't allow the mistakes elevate into failure kati nze nga nze kiki nakola man I had to talk to cause kyali kinyize nga kinkutte so I accepted ne ngamba yes yadde mikwano gyange bandiko you know that peer pressure and I bought the phone naye nze nga nze I had a decision to make and that decision was sente ze bampa zinakola kino and such tunulya bwento so I accepted I reached to one of my close you know elderly person muntu mukuluko and I told him now this is what is happening wasigadde ennaku 3 tugenda mbibuuzo sente nazikozesa simanyi kikiddako trust me at that time nali either ninana kwetta cause man abazadde sente gye bazijja and ono omuntu omukulu yanyamba in a way ntino he reached out to my parents nabagamba kitegeera so era trust me emigo oba olina okubibwamu nekidaddako naye so from that it was a stepping stone to my success because right now I can tell you muganda wange nze sente bwe ziba nga zirina kye zirina okukola zekikola
just me there is a power of learning
so that is the power
so out there maybe what advice can you give to the youth? Because I believe youths we pass through a lot of things. We pass through mistakes. Kubanga mistakes oluusi ezimu ate tuzeebalama okitegeera ne tuziyisa bbali. What advice can you give to the youth outside?
Era ngenda kwogera ekintu ekimu kye mbadde nsharinze erudi erye. No, yes, you started by telling us that mistakes are inevitable. Kale kizibu ze wala because they are human, they are part of us. But it is not good to cover mistake with a mistake. It is always better womanya ntino ensobi ogikoze first look for means of resolving this mistake nga tonaba tukongerako kintu kirala. Era back to my story, I used my tuition money. I would have went perhaps took a loan. Because nga omanye naku zineno banange loan nyingi omwana kasitoba nendaga muntu genda ofune loan tomanya nali nsobola okwongerako kirooni obone okitegeera naye instead of covering so omuvubuka yenna ali eyo neweba relationship yadde simanyi oba kale neweba relationship ogenze no ofunye olubuto okitegeera man ofunye olubuto kati ebyo sijja gendamu because they are religions abagamba omwana muzaala balala don't kale kidipendinga environment gyotambuliramu n'olubuto oba olufunye before you even think about anything like ono guy alabika yakireta I'm talking to the girls out there you might think about abortion you might end up losing your life as well.
Yeah.
Okitegeera.
Yeah.
And then you might think about giving birth. Omwana nakufuukira ekizibu kati nze siina awo kyenyinza okugamba.
Mujja musonyiwa kuba musajja. As we are late, I'm seated. Seven part one and
Nedda. So zonna olenga kasita okola ensobi yonna ebeera ne consequence. Tino agenda oddujjamu, there are chances that your life might you're risking your life. Ate n'agenda omuzaala, man, financial restraints ziri awo, kitegeera kiri awo. So olina ofuna omuntu you accept the mistake, you reflect n'olaba ki ekikuyisaawo, either muzaala oba sina kyenjogedde.
By the way, this has been your girl Jemima Atkinson on the Youth Totality with
Joe Nation, and I'm happy to have been here.
Okay. As your girl, I sign out.
Nice time. Bye-bye.